This is another Irrational Radio stream. Tonight I am going to be playing Disco Elysium. So it'll be a MrE plays, I guess, is what I went with. But what we have on tap tonight is one of my favorite games that I've played in recent memory. And beyond, honestly. So I'm going to be gushing about this constantly. But Disco Elysium here is, I guess, what you would call, it's like a CRPG, like it's an isometric top-down game that involves a lot of the standard kind of mechanics that you would expect from the other, like Baldur's Gate and the like, except for there's almost no combat whatsoever. It's entirely dialogue driven, and the skill system and I don't know, some of the elements of the way that they use the mechanics of the game to get you to understand and engage in roleplay, I feel are really innovative and cool. So that's something that, as long as I think in the future, Leg and I will probably have a more organized presentation regarding that. But the plan, for me at least, because this is a game I enjoy so much, will be to just go through and play it out and just allow you all to enjoy the glory that is this Elysium. I'll be making a lot of comments here and there about general design decisions and what I think is really cool about how they introduce stuff and this, that, and the other as we go through. There we go. Okay, so now I had to plug in my controller, which involves unplugging my mouse. The whole thing. But we are going to start with a new game. So generally, starting off, they give you these archetypes here to go with, because there are the 4 basic stats that are kind of the backbone of your build, I guess you'd say. On top of those stats, there are a series of other, I don't know what you'd call them. They're reminiscent of perks. From Fallout or something like that. It's a skill tree of sorts, but it doesn't quite play out the same way. It's not you get an X benefit for Y skill that you see. A lot of it's happening behind the scenes based on checks that you don't really watch happen. We're gonna create our own because I'm incapable of picking a good one of those starting ones. But I think, so I tend to like the intellect-based stuff, and I'm more familiar with the way the game plays through there. And I think it's also fun to not be especially strong. It puts you in a good position throughout the game. But intellect is sort of raw logic type stuff. Psyche is, as it's saying, the sensitivity, emotional intelligence. And then motrix is something along the lines of a dexterity, but it's kind of includes a bit of what we would consider the basic D&D tropes anyway, would consider charisma as well. The way they break down some of the more complicated stuff is interesting, to say the least. But as you see here, so you can get a pretty even split if you want, but the game is far more fun if you go for a low version of something. I'm going to put my one in physique here, I think, because there is, it increases the risk. That's going to be your health, and how much damage I take, things like that will be a much bigger concern. We may see me just not make it at all and totally die. That's early on. There are a bunch of ways through which that can occur. So we're gonna look. I like that start here. it's a solid split. But now we get over into the skill board, which, like I was saying, is kind of reminiscent of like a perk layout, like Fallout 4 was talking. But the description and split of all these are very unique and different. I'm not going to sit here and go through every individual one of them, but you could, and it would be really cool. They're all super interesting. But like, just to give you an example, there will be situations where, like, if you have authority, I'll switch it over here to the info just to go through one of them because it's funny. They describe it, it's cool for leaders, experts of psychological warfare, and respect junkies. It urges you to assert and reassert your dominance over those around you. It enables you to understand the power dynamics of groups of thugs, know how far you can push a perpetrator, and how to establish control of situations. And this is where it gets a little more interesting. At high levels, authority demands respect. Even a perceived slight could send you into knee-breaking mode. With low authority, however, you're forever in awkward situations, like when you suffer psychological breakdowns after you yell at teenagers and they laugh at you. So every one of these skill sets is going to have kind of an extreme, like positive and negative. So being too high is going to push you into certain dialogue tracks that wouldn't be available to you if if that score were lower. You'll see as we go through, a bunch of checks will happen kind of passively as dialogue's going on. And I think it's basically like a 2d6 roll plus whatever the applicable skill is. And then your skill, I think you like start at whatever the base ability score is. So like all of my intellect based skills are at a 5, and then they have the range to improve by another 5. So I think it's a cool, neat, like tight little system as well. And the ways that they use it to tie directly into this dialogue-based game are really interesting. So I think Inland Empire is a very cool skill. You're right. I will say that rhetoric is the best skill in this game because it's the way that you can get an infinite net worth, which I will be trying to do. But rhetoric is the practiced art of persuasion and so on. It's basically debate, though. I thought it was kind of like get people to do X, Y, and Z. It's a little less than that. But this open sequence, man, the Furies are at home in the mirror. It is their address. Even the clearest of water, if deep enough, can drown. Boy, I can read, I swear.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. You're conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore.
And this begins what is, I think, the coolest opening sequence of any game. So I'm just, double checking that the balance of the voice is okay in there. This game is wonderfully voiced throughout the whole thing, so I'll be waiting for a lot of the lines to play through because the game is best experienced rather than played through, I suppose.
Ever.
So this is our ancient reptilian brain speaking to us from the darkness.
Never, ever.
And the first choice. Simply keep non-existing.
It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
No ex-wives are contained with it. This is great.
It is. You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing.
How about you cough up some more of that sweet?
Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage. All right. Nothing down to fuck all borough.
I'm trying to remember. I don't think that you can get to a point where this cycles back down and you just never start the game. But we'll see. I'm going to find out if I can. If I can lose before I start. That's really winning, I think. So, yes. Look, there's I'm tired of being this type of animal. And who gives a shit? I will say...
Your days of giving a shit and being that type of animal are over.
But yes, so this game is going to get into some really dark themes. I mentioned this in the post beforehand, but I should say, just forewarned, this is an 18 plus game and it earns that rating well through some dark themes. And that's, this is 18 plus mature. Don't stop singing. Sing me the song.
The song of death is sweet and
yeah. Oh man.
But what is this?
Nope. There was no way. There is no escape.
Bloated man meet around you. A sensation.
How hard do you try to escape that?
Like a fly to the ointment. Your
Enjoying
conscience
not
sticks to it.
experiencing it too much.
The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
Let's see. Stop. I don't want to hear anything more. Our limbic
from
system.
your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Who am I? What sort of creature does this to their
Virus
own
string
mouth?
penetrates your skull, trying to force
Boom.
your eyes open. It's a sound.
Oh, drug. I didn't say that. That's a regular mechanic.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice can name a motor carriage.
Encyclopedia! I'm glad that you do. Again. Favorite things. You come into this game with as much knowledge as the character you're playing has. That is going to become more and more apparent how literally I mean that. But it's a hell of a concept. Ah, yes. The Commodore Red bottle, Magnum size, is empty. Let's see what we got here. Someone tore out the tape while the song was playing. Well, we've got to, pick that up. I'm not sure where our inventory is at the moment. I'm not ecstatic about imagining where he's holding that empty tape reel. The reel-to-reel tape player is still on, rolling empty. Do, as I imagine we ripped the tape out. Ooh, look, pants. Expose. Okay. So as I had alluded to, that we have about as much knowledge as our player. If you look down in the bottom left corner at the portrait, right now the face is obscured and not giving you a whole lot of information there. You can get through the entire game without ever resolving that, which is a cool little thing. But this flashing bit here, one of my skills has passively given me this interaction here. It's yellow, so I know it's one of the Motrix-based
You hear a
things.
jingle.
Perception.
Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants.
Aha! There are keys in my
It
pants.
says whirling in rags on the aluminium keyring.
Whirling?
There's a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
Probably the door I'm on, one would hope. But, so, we look around.
The window stands
Ah,
broken in
yes.
its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Look out.
The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings.
Okay. Ah, the world building that they do with Revachol as well is so well done. It's just awesome. And so here we see our first skill check. Since I went into the blue stuff, this is going to be pretty easy for me. But a 9, it's you see you roll 2d6. 2 1s always fails. 2 6s always passes. Whatever your skill is, whatever the check success is, those occur regardless. But as you know, 2d6 getting to 9 is pretty easy if you're adding 5, which is what I get for my visual calculus. As we see,
The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
well, that's not good. But you can see it's got this like reconstruction thing happening. This visual calculus is another front runner for one of the best ones in the game as far as
web of scarring covers the back
working
of your
through
right
it.
hand, but none of it is recent. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no
The
fragments
clinical
from pulling a tool back
tone
after impact.
of just more likely projectile than held objects. Nothing else. Wait, what am I doing?
Something you've done before.
It's weird, right? That I can do this, that I'm used to
It is
doing
too
this kind of
large for a
thing.
bullet, yet too small
Learn
for
more
a
about
piece of
ourselves
furniture.
as we go.
You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. Like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, is missing.
Didn't go and get that, but it's cool that it notices it already.
Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have
Glorious.
one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room. The window agrees.
I don't need anyone.
The smile is cold and sparkly.
Yeah. Cool dude. I am gonna probably grab my shoe. He's got a bit of a like limp going on here. Green shoe. Left foot. It's good that they specify. Lord only knows. If I were left to my own devices, what would happen? Alright. Got a jacket. Looks like here. Good, good. Pull that right on. I feel like I need to figure out how to turn off
This
the
fan has 2 chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
The necktie. It depends on how you play him, but yes, I think generally speaking, this is a very pathetic person, or portrayed as such anyway. It's only very well put upon. You know, we're cool. We're gonna try and grab
You swoop
one.
up and catch the tie.
Boom!
Snap.
Look at
It's
us.
released from the blade.
So
What you
cool.
have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
I mean,
A
goodness.
terrible mistake.
Oh
Turn
no.
the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. The lights are off.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take that back because I may have just ended it right there. That might have been all I could take, and just I keel over, and that's the end of the game because I have one physique. I just realized. So, we continue to stumble and meander our ways through here. Doo-doo. A bathtub. Wine, beer, and sweet liqueur bottles in the bathtub. Makes it not great for bathing. All right, look at that. We got a shirt even now. Killing it. Go ahead. Oh, I have a level up. Okay, so this is moving through the menus here. It had an alert for me on this empty cassette tape we picked up, but I'm gonna pop back over to the skills here and play my upgrade. I'm tempted to just throw it into... Oh, wait, did I not have it? No, I don't. I lied. I thought it was sitting there with the blue color. That was weird. Anyway. Okay. We'll go ahead and look at our mirror, I guess. Usually I do not.
Hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off.
Masculine energy. Oh yeah, misogyny potentially is a large recurring thing.
Was this not the same Elo that founds empires and lays waste to cities?
Elon.
Virile, uncaring towards the little things?
Conceptualization.
No.
Probably not, no.
Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just a vague impression of a man.
Now makes that picture down in the corner make a lot more sense, because that's essentially what we're seeing there. Is like a steamed up mirror looking at, you know, they have this kind of painted, inked over
Suddenly,
thing.
you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits
Dun
you
dun.
underneath the soft vapor.
Really?
Really, all recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. This was no mere night of drinking. It was a deluge of world-ending proportions.
I'm still not doing it. If you're really wanting me to look at the mirror, you'll have to convince me by way of chat. But so far, I'm feeling not. Because you, yeah, as it alludes to, have no understanding of your current identity or much of anything at all. Where you are, what you're doing here. I mean, context clues, it's not going especially well, but that's really about it. See if we can't track this shoe down. You know, set a task, complete a task. Ooh, we got a dot. Something on the table. Go up and look at it. Ah, spare change. We're gonna need that, I'm sure. Although I guess in game he's probably not even familiar with what these weird metal disc things are. I think that's basically the premise. Ooh. What do we got here? The smell of the sea. Dizzy. It's all wet out. I've only got the one shoe on. The sock it's just in bad shape, I'm betting. Yeah, it's vaguely. No, it's kind of odd. Out here it got worse. The frame rate just started chugging. I'm worried that the rain is too much for my Wii laptop. Okay,
There
come
they
on.
both are.
Secret
Two
task
identical
completed.
shoes. Both
Which
copious
means you
of the
cannot do it. I didn't even think about that. I should have not.
reunited on your feet.
Conspicuously green and indiscriminately snakeskin. Boom. I
Like
got 'em.
two baby crocodiles.
How do
Good.
they
They're
fit?
balanced. Comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Well, good. Got the shoes. Got them back on. That's a plus. I'm wondering. What do we got here? Looks like a calendar. It could be useful information on it. Have to investigate. March. It's a good month. Year's 51. We can hope that they're active and like reliably, you know,
Hello, officer.
updating that calendar. Ooh, hello, officer, she said.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
Miss or
Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
You play it cool? Guess you play it cool, right? Nah, officer.
No.
Then why did you call me an officer?
Because you're a police officer, sir.
Goddamn right.
Okay.
I'm a
cool.
policeman.
I won't.
And don't you forget it. No need to be alarmed. It was just getting into character. You know.
Okay.
How'd you know?
Sir, you've been here for 3 days. On official police business, as you put it. Couldn't say.
What business is that?
In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
We're not doing a great job on
You have no
that
doubt
cop
about
front.
the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk?
What
She must have heard something.
a caprice came out. So, why don't I remember being a cop who in the right mind would let me be an officer of the law? Try the expression on her. Let her know you want physically. I think how I would know what one sounds like. Why don't I remember? I think I should just be getting going now. You know,
Be careful,
it's an upright,
officer.
proper
They
police
don't like
officer.
the police around here.
Does the best that he can. I suppose.
Something stirs in you as she
It's one of the
talks about.
few.
Call it an
it's-
instinct, a need.
It's not a
the
flattering
need to ask
presentation of police,
questions.
but it is.
It's like you said the words a million times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
What if I don't want to ask
You're
questions?
a cop, Harry. It is unnatural of you not to want to ask questions.
That's the old reaction speed. Wait, I need some
Yes.
questions before you go. Is it 51 now? Okay, your
There
room
was
is
the
next
usual
door.
ruckus. Loud disco music.
Did I have any visitors?
I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here.
Loud disco music.
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them.
Oh, that. Yeah. Whoa. The less said about oh, the better.
Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
It sounds like a bop.
In that case, doesn't life get hard because we go on?
Nailed it. That's the kind of top tier rhetoric based thinking that I live for. It mostly just gets hard, doesn't it? Doesn't the going on cause the getting harder part? We're gonna go with
I
it.
think you might have come to the same conclusion last night. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped.
The
and there was a
rhetoric was
change of
pointing
pace.
in that direction. Gotta follow. I think I might. What happened?
A slow, sad song
Oh,
started
God.
playing, like organ music on repeat. It went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it.
Yelling along to oh, sad singing. Loud, sad singing. Was I singing this? Because I did pick up that case earlier.
Yes, there was a church in there.
There
A
was.
really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also
What else?
that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now.
Sir.
It was difficult to tell. The song itself is very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
Then what
You
happened?
started screaming and trashed the place.
Are you sure?
No,
I wasn't
it
being
didn't sound
assaulted.
like there was a fight. It sounded like someone was trashing their room. A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think
There was
you passed
screaming.
out.
The voice acting's so good. It prides me to hear this. Tell me there was more. You know, they don't convey tone. It's possible this is a very sarcastic line. A cool wounded boar? Yeah, I should have mentioned that. Yeah, some of the just glorious lines. That was the one. Was there anything else?
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard.
did say
It was
that.
sort of memorable.
Yeah, no, that I would remember it if someone yelled that they didn't want to be this type of animal
I went out afterwards.
anymore, at least for a day or
Everything was
two.
quiet by then, around 4 or 5, and that was it.
Okay. What exactly?
You're in a
is it?
hostel, sir.
No, like more than that, please.
We are in Revachol.
The glorious Revachol.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital
Ding.
of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time.
Yeah, the world building happens very slowly, and doesn't happen if you don't have a high enough encyclopedia, for example, or depending on who and how you talk to people, what your progression is through that process. But the various ways that they build the world that they include here are super cool. How about you tell me something else instead? I'm going to say Revachol forever.
and ever.
Because it was an option, and it seems that encyclopedia pointed me in the right direction. Okay, and just for good measure, boop.
The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city.
Uh-huh. So there's sort of more of a company town vibe in which sort of local security forces, and for whatever reason, the police are not readily
Glad
present
to have
here.
been of
I should have
assistance.
asked if it was 51, but I'm not. I didn't. It's kind of just inadequate interrogation we should expect. Nice long stub in the ashtray. Still smoking. Good. Very good. Alright. Bonk. We're gonna go grab this up. Tremblement. Something of the world. I don't know what Trump is, but travel, maybe? Yeah. Super empathic low. Yeah, see, well, but I bet there were some other interesting things that you learned through the Inland Empire type junk that isn't presented as readily to someone who doesn't have as high in that. But it is a good. It's definitely different. However you go through, the replay value on this game is super high, I think, and even replaying the same kind of game. Summer door closed for winter. Summer doors. Oh, does it? I guess on my side it looks like I'm kind of chugging along. I apologize. I got less than saying. Or, like I'm being fancy about it. But it is doing just fine now for sure. Whatever. Hopefully that didn't make too egregious a difference for folks. But we'll go ahead and keep investigating our surroundings here. Ah, yes, the speaker. The music is seasoned with static. I love that. And the whirling in rags music. We'll see how different it is with the streamer mode on, but this is one of several songs that are just really good. I would sit with it paused periodically. A water cooler, very good. What do we got here? Self-curve and electric juicer, very good. Menu. Only the word Monday is written on it. More clues. Today starts in a man's handwriting. That's kind of detail recognition. We can extrapolate something from that. It might just be that somebody changed shifts or whatever. It doesn't have to be a big deal, but it's actually a bit big. I guess we can go ahead and talk to this guy.
A man
sure
in
is
his late
very
20s
happy
stands behind
with
the
us.
counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposely ignoring.
We're gonna go ahead and take a peek at this stuffed
A
bird.
competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it.
I wonder what happened.
Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall.
What kind of asshole would do that?
This is the Great Skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world.
Oh,
you are in
wow.
right
So it's
now.
not even just like a regular bird that was caringly taxidermied? Yes, I 100% agree with you. This is like a one-player RPG experience with an awesome story, like narrative-driven GM. It is primarily reading and listening, but it is fantastic, and the ways that it changes throughout. We'll see eventually here. I'll have like something get added to my thought cabinet or whatever, but how you play and how your build works has a huge impact on the way that dialogue trees can go. Some of it isn't hugely meaningful, but some of it is. So it is just a very creative way of running a CRPG. There isn't like turn-based combat. There's no grid system. It's nothing like that. But there is a lot of direct interaction with mechanics. And as you can see here, like it's, there are these checks that are happening passively all the time, just, to see how it's, like if you know this, oh, well, you don't know that. One of these days I'll miss one and you'll see what it looks like that they give you like nothing basically. And it's like you're describing, it's kind of, they're just rolling skill checks and passing or failing, but moving
Something
on.
about it makes you feel bitter.
Ooh, something about the bird makes you feel bitter.
Look, your buddy is over there.
That's
Why don't you go and talk to him?
he looks over to the doors and there's a man tapping his foot. We saw him at the initial onset. What do you mean, my
He
buddy?
pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
Something tells me you're
Oh no,
like
you're a hero. A real hero cop.
the voice
Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this?
So not only am I a cop, but I'm
Yes,
also
you
a
are.
hero.
A real decorated hero.
Well, what did I do?
What did you not do? First, you took the body down. Then you solved the murder. Then you didn't trash my hostel room. Maybe you even negotiated the strike.
I do not appreciate your time. That's that's no way to talk to an
Oh,
officer.
it's not? You're right. It's not.
You can just always, you'll notice, you can just always lean back on that. I'm a cop. How dare you? And no matter what wacky ass bullshit. Dude, okay. Guard's not a bad guy. He's doing his best, and he actually cares about whirling in rags. Oh, he's really upset about this bird, which is just a symbol of, like, the discovery of this area. He's trying, he runs places. He is a landlord, though, intrinsically. Not the best of guys, but he's caught in the gears of this machine, just like everyone else. Check this out. Mess hall, reserved for union members. Doors open at 1600. Very cool. I guess we were pointed over there toward dude here. This here lady.
Hello, sweetie.
Hello.
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
Oh, well, you're very polite. Thank you for that. You have a nice day.
A bespeckled man in an orange bomber jacket is
Bespeckled?
tapping
It's
his foot on the
bespectacled.
floor.
That's a funny
Looks
one.
like he's
I'm not
waiting for
talking about
someone.
this.
You.
And we meet the coolest character in this game.
As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting.
Fucking Kim gets rocky.
If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this, but why?
So the other thing that the general standard in the dialogue trees, if there's something that says wait or hold on, it isn't actually going to progress if you use that option. It's just like more information about what's happening at the moment, and won't move it forward. You'll end up with everything else after you get done. But I'm gonna hit hold on.
He is your half brother.
Such a great, the Spirit Corps, or whatever it is. I don't know how you're supposed to say that, but it's that like sense of being a member of the police. Like you're like whatever. But I will obviously shake his hand, as I'm not
Kim
a monster.
Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
Mm-hmm. I imagine that
This
he
is
is.
your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself.
Okay.
Get creative. Conceptualize.
Here we go. What do we got?
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a
Deep
forest fire
gold and
looming
orange.
on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
It is not yet time.
Okay, then.
He processes the information, then disregards it.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
Little scheduling error. Kim, everyone loves Kim, and yes, like there are like achievements for not getting Kim to like you and getting him to not like you a certain amount, and I feel like a monster even trying to go for him because he's just so cool. But anyway, as we
What
continue.
he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
I've been otherwise occupied. What he means is that you have been dodging him for multiple days. So yeah, I just talked to him.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Yes, the police. I'm aware. I'm a policeman. Done.
Right. And the interview?
No. I haven't. We're gonna go with we're just gonna say I haven't.
Okay. We'll have time for that after we take a look at the... Have you
Zone in
removed
it.
the dead body from the tree?
Look, man, you know, yeah. Completely. What does everyone think? Does he dead body? I like that does not progress. He just the dead body. Did ya? I don't like dead bodies.
But did you take it down from the tree?
Yeah. They don't let you know that those don't get it through. I know I didn't. I'm sure I didn't.
So the body is still in the tree.
Well, I mean...
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no
Sorry,
longer
cop's
be in the
fine.
tree.
The superstar cop is another way to play it that's pretty fun. The first time through, I was a hobo cop who was on the like ultra liberal and communist stuff. It was a whole thing. It was really funny. I got to hear Kim describe me as a paradoxically like, communist man who's also out there as a grinder or something. It's too funny. But yes, anyway, as we detected he detected the weariness.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight.
The body is
We should
still
go
in the
there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
What were we supposed to do?
Talk
again?
to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down.
Yeah. No, let's do
Up to
that.
you.
We're gonna go ahead, get right on moving.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
I don't know why you'd just out and
You
assume
mean
that.
you don't have a badge?
Hobocop is indeed the way to go. I have my badge. I'm a policeman, and I have my badge.
If you didn't have your badge, then that would be very bad. You would need to report it on my shortwave. But since you do have it,
Right.
we can go straight to the task at hand.
Which I totally do. I have it. Just gonna go ahead and... Yeah, it's not in that section of my inventory. Or that one. It's not closed, I don't think. Tools either. Definitely got that badge. For sure. 100%. Boop-a-da-boo. Let's take a look at this ping pong. Or pinball. Whichever. Royal pinball. Okay. And to the manager. Guard. Yeah, this is going great. We're going to be the best cops ever.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
There's a real
Mr. Gart, right?
Yeah. I love
You
it.
run this place.
Yes.
He responds tersely.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41.
What's gold and orange like a forest fire, but smells like liquor? That was the name I went with last time. I'm currently in between names.
Fantastic.
It's like when you left your band, but you haven't decided on a solo artist name. Yeah. I'm not going to let Kim say that. I'm going to keep talking
wonderful.
nervously,
Really,
as I am wont
I
to do.
think so.
When...
But there's a dead body out back. No one wants to work in here.
Okay.
Sir, I understand your concern.
No, that's fair.
But we are here to do a job. And for us to do it, I need you to stay calm.
I'm locking it down. Like,
Yes,
excuse me, sir. Sir.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us. It was you who placed the call, correct?
Straight to it. That's a professional segue there.
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Only temporarily. There's that switch on the menu we saw earlier.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Dun, 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 dun. New task. Hooray. He looks behind a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to the lieutenant. He already had it written down. It's good. It's helpful.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
To watch Kim actually do a normal police interview, he's like, you know, instructing her.
Martinez? No. I live in Jamrock.
That's the name
I
of
only
the actor.
sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
Many, many cafeterias.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need...
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work
Everybody
here.
is
And I'm not going to start working
so
here again,
well
if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
And I'm not going to start working here again if that's what you think. I didn't imply that. Sorry, I lost track of it. So Gart's upset that he is now stuck here working as a barback, not a barback. I didn't ask him if he was the bartender or not, but he's not happy with that
He
question.
probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
Thanks, Logic. Who, me? Right then. Questions. Got this.
His face expresses profound doubt in your having this.
That's the tone that this game has. Like, it's just great. Like you were saying, the writing. It's super good. It's
Ask
the
him
little
about
things.
the body's location before asking if he killed him.
Ask
People
him.
give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
Okay. Thanks, Rhetoric. Seems logical. That's it's like Rhetoric's more like argumentation, construction, and like linguistics, and it lets you out like catch people slipping, you know, when they're trying to lie to you. So, about the body's location.
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
They hoisted him up. He points behind the kitchen.
That's easy. See that door there? First, you exit through that. Then, to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big
I
one.
wonder what
You can
happened
get to the
with that
courtyard from
fence.
there. No need for the keys. The
I'm
hole
sure.
is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit
I'm
through.
sure that it's not like anything related to anything we've done. It should just be fine. And why did Sylvie go away?
She went away because none of your business.
Well, that seems like
Have
a
they
big
not been
deal.
telling you you're a cop?
Everything is. Am I not a cop? Everything is my business.
Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back.
It's reasonable, actually.
Because I asked for her number. That's
Oh.
why Sylvie went away.
All right. Well, that's
I hope
not
you
super
appreciate
professional there, Gart.
Thank you.
Really is not. Didn't go.
I asked an employee.
I didn't realize that I was
Come.
saying that to
Felt
him.
obliged to.
That's a
Bad
funny
idea.
response. So it
Now,
didn't go
what is
right.
so goddamn
Obviously.
fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching.
Okay. That stuff gets on my nerves. I am a feminist. That's a line. I've not ever. There's like this thought cabinet, which we'll eventually see come up here. Depending on lines that you pick, you open up these sort of passive benefits, essentially. Let's see. I don't know. I just went for it.
Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing.
Way to play through this. It's just bonkers. Who killed him?
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
Listen, I'm just asking questions. Okay.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they?
Who
if
is
he
this
doesn't know?
They? If he doesn't know. And that's the difference, is that same voice actor, but the tone, depending on which one, does tend to shift around a bit. But usually it's that pretty flat affect of the same voice from that actor for all of the different elements of your psyche or whatever it is. Before you said they. What?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching.
Who exactly is saying that?
The locals, customers, the people who eat here. A lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Did the debarders themselves tell her
The
this, or is it a rumor?
Debarders. That's debarder. That's like a really cool word for, dock worker or whatever it is. I mean, it might be
I don't really know.
more of like a
You'll have to ask
Teamster type term or something. I don't know, but it's cool. Nice little colloquial phrasing or whatever it is that they insert. It might just be the French word for dock worker. I have no idea. But anyway, why would they do that? That doesn't seem
I would
nice.
suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
Wow.
You mean the strike?
The strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard
Ooh,
for the
air
harbor
quotes
company,
on that
I hear.
strike, huh?
A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
Well, he's very anti-union. Not great. I'm sorry, which bit did you not know? I'm detached from the thing that spilled out of my mouth at the moment that you meant that. I'm sorry.
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
And that is all, I think, here as we move through.
Let's go.
Oh,
Not
the
so fast.
commentary.
You owe me 130 real.
Woo boy. Okay. Real. 130 real, which is a thing, obviously. We're not sure what it is. This shit is comedy. So here we go. We're going to see if we can't pull a smooth move here and slip away unnoticed. Double dukes!
One moment you're running like the wind, then you've suddenly turned around and are giving him the finger, furiously, with both hands. Why?
Why did I do this? Why do I have to use both hands? Why both?
Watch out!
Everything goes dark.
It didn't go well. I don't think I passed the check.